Aloha, this is lesson 305 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. There is peace that Christ bestows on us. Who uses but Christ's vision finds a peace so deep and quiet, undisturbable and wholly changeless, that the world contains no counterpart. Comparisons are still before this peace, and all the world departs in silence as this peace envelops it and gently carries it to the truth. No more to be the home of fear, for love has come and healed the world by giving it Christ's peace. Father, the peace of Christ is given us because it is your will that we be saved. Help us today, but to accept your gift and judge it not, for it has come to us to save us from our judgment on ourselves. And that concludes the text. There is a peace that Christ bestows on us. So here, our mind is being receptive to the peace that passes all worldly understanding. We're accepting this today. There's a certain distinctiveness to this kind of peace. It says a peace so deep and quiet, undisturbable, and wholly changeless that the world contains no counterpart. This is not the world's kind of calm that's dependent on circumstances. This is the kind of peace that's eternally still and can't be shaken. This peace is already present. Our only part is to accept it. If you don't sense it, you're not accepting it. We're not making this up. We're not manufacturing this peace. It's already here. We're accepting its presence. You know, when people reflect to me that they're suffering and they want something to help them to stop suffering, it's always something in the world. Sometimes I notice they're looking to me like I can give them something to stop suffering. There's not a special magic pill for this. It's a matter of accepting what's already here. You got to have faith that it's here. You know, for myself, when suffering arises, and, suffering is always going to arise while you're perceiving a body. It's going to arise. I mean, not all the time, of course. It gets less and less and less. But for me, when suffering arises, and the last time suffering arose for me was the night before last. It was in the middle of the night. And no, I do not suffer. I know I don't suffer. I know it's impossible. I know you don't suffer either. It's impossible. It's more like suffering is arising. We're not capable of suffering. So when suffering arises, I recognize this is suffering. I'm excited about it. I guess that's the word to say. I don't know. I'm happy that I can see that it's arising. I mean, it feels like shit, of course, it's suffering. But I'm happy that I can see that it's arising and recognize this is it. This is what I want to bring to the truth. so I can come back to the truth. I want to be in the peace of God. I want to be in the peace that passes all understanding. So in recognizing that, I'm glad to go through whatever the shitty feeling is, because it's bringing me even deeper into truth. So when it arose the night before last, I just looked at it and go, that's suffering. Awesome. Holy Spirit, look at the thoughts with me. There's no justification, knowing that there's no justification for whatever thoughts are propping up that feeling. It's thoughts right now. And it's based on the thought of separation only. So the thoughts don't really matter. A friend asked me, what were you suffering over? I'm like, I don't know. Like if I focus my mind on trying to find out what I was suffering over, I could probably come up with a number of things. They'll just start flooding in things I could be suffering over. But knowing that none of them are true, it doesn't really make any sense to even try to look into it. Because it's only this thought of separation, really. At the time, my mind was focused on the thought of separation, extrapolated as something that had to do with my stupid ass life. And when I say stupid ass life, that's the life I made. That's the life I made up. It's not true life. See, it's not the same as the moment of now. The moment of now is full of purpose. That's not my stupid ass life that I made up in my mind. The now moment is full of purpose. So in the now moment, turn it into a holy instant where whatever the thoughts are brought to the truth immediately, just because I'm aware that they're nonsense. They're bullshit thoughts. They have no basis in reality. It doesn't even matter what they are. I don't care. I'm just recognizing that I'm dreaming a dream, making illusions true right now. My mind is wholly responsible for this, and I wouldn't keep these thoughts. They don't mean anything. They're only an extrapolation of the sense of separation, so I don't need to go into them. It also says comparisons are still before this peace. So the ego thrives on comparisons. Better, worse, more, less. Do I have more money? Is something safer than something else? Is this one dangerous? What did I do? Who's cuter? So the peace of Christ dissolves all comparison because it's whole. It leaves nothing in the world to contrast against another thing. There's nothing there. Remember, the world is based on error. So all its comparisons mean nothing. So the peace of Christ doesn't destroy the world we made. It envelops it and carries it to the truth. It's non-violent, totally non-violent. The home of fear, it says the home of fear in this text. It's just undone. It's not through any attack. It's through gentle healing, very gentle. It's not an assault on the world. It's simply recognizing that if I'm feeling upset, if there's any kind of suffering, if there's not perfect peace, even concern is upset, I'm mistaken. And I want my mind to be corrected. See, it's not an assault on the world. But the world just gently falls away. Your peace is God's will. It says, the peace of Christ is given us because it is your will that we be saved. It's not a reward for doing good. It's the natural state. God wills this state for us, and this is our will as well, to be at peace. Resisting it by propping up thoughts that don't mean anything is resisting our own salvation. And accepting it is aligning our mind with God's will. This lesson also frames judgment as the obstacle. It says, help us today, but to accept your gift and judge it not. The only thing blocking Christ's peace is self-judgment and projection. Basically the same thing. To let yourself, to consent to be released from judgment is to make space for peace. So you can recognize it. So the peace of Christ is already yours, and you choose to accept it without judgment. So begin today by letting yourself feel this peace. Sense it in your body's energy field. You might start with a statement, there's peace that Christ bestows on me now. Let it settle in before your day begins. And then whenever peace seems to be disturbed, remember there's no disturbance. That's why I said seems to be disturbed. There is no disturbance. You're dreaming. Remind yourself the peace of Christ cannot be disturbed. Only when I choose to judge does it seem to be. Okay? And in the evening, when you take the time to be with this lesson, reflect, where did I notice peace today that didn't come from any circumstance? Peace that came from within, where I didn't need the world to do anything for me. I just felt this peace. Notice that so you can return to it. You will return to it more and more the more you notice how much you love it. This lesson completes an arc of the last 3 lessons. Christ is born in you. This is where you accept that this is your true vision. This vision is yours. Christ's vision, that's his innocence and invulnerability. 304, you choose not to obscure this vision with your own world, the world you made. Basically, the thoughts about the world is the world that you made. That's how you obscure it. Judgment. And all thoughts about the world are judgment because the world is based on error. And now we're at 305, where we're resting in that peace. You see that arc? Christ is born in you, meaning that you're accepting that this is you. This is your natural sight. 304, you choose not to obscure your natural sight. 3:05, you rest in the peace that naturally follows from your choice. So, hooray, celebrate that. And twice today, AM and PM, and every hour, set your alarm. And whenever you need it, there is a peace that Christ bestows on us. Have a beautiful remembrance. I love you.